Every year, more than 7 million people walk through the gates of the Taj Mahal. They come from every continent. They take the same photographs. They hear the same phrase repeated again and again. It was built for love. But very few are told what that actually means. The Taj Mahal is not just a beautiful building. It is the result of a marriage shaped by empire, politics, religion, and grief. It is a love story, but one that existed inside a world where emperors had multiple wives. Power was absolute, and death was never far from the throne. To understand the Taj Mahal properly, we must meet the people behind the monument, understand the world that shaped them, and how love functioned inside an empire where marriage was usually political, not personal. This is the story of the Taj Mahal, the Mughal Empire, a world of extremes. In the early 17th century, India was ruled by the Mughal Empire. This was not a small kingdom. It was one of the wealthiest and most powerful empires on earth. The Mughal emperors controlled vast agricultural lands, major global trade routes, cities larger and richer than most European capitals. Foreign visitors described the imperial court as overwhelming, gold everywhere, jewels embedded in walls, silk beneath their feet. But Mughal life was defined by contrast. Extraordinary beauty existed beside brutal violence. Refined poetry existed alongside executions. Love existed, but always under the shadow of power. Succession was not peaceful. There were no clear rules. When an emperor grew weak, sons rebelled, brothers killed brothers, fathers imprisoned sons. This is the world that produced the Taj Mahal, and it is the world that shaped the man who would build it. Prince Khurram, the man before the monument. The man history would call Shah Jahan was born in 1592. His birth name was Prince Khurram. He was the grandson of Akbar the Great, one of the most admired rulers in Indian history. Akbar had expanded the empire, stabilized it, and encouraged religious tolerance. From childhood, Khurram was raised to rule. He was educated in Persian literature, Islamic theology, mathematics, military strategy, architecture, and aesthetics. Khurram grew up watching court politics unfold in real time. He learned early that affection did not guarantee loyalty. Blood relations could become enemies. Survival required control over emotion. Yet unlike some Mughal princes, Khurram showed an unusual sensitivity. Court historians describe him as thoughtful, deeply emotional in private, fascinated by beauty and symmetry. This matters because it shaped how he would later respond to loss. Arjumand Banu Begum, the woman behind the name. The woman history remembers as Mumtaz Mahal was not born into royalty. Her birth name was Arjumand Banu Begum, born in 1593. Her family was Persian by origin and well connected at court. Her father served as a noble, but the most important influence in her life was her aunt, Nur Jahan. Nur Jahan was one of the most powerful women in Mughal history. She did not simply advise the emperor. She governed. She issued imperial orders. She placed allies in positions of authority. Coins were minted in her name. Growing up under Nur Jahan's influence, Arjumand Banu Begum learned something rare for women of her time: how power actually worked. She was educated, articulate, and politically aware. She understood the language of court life. This would later shape her marriage in profound ways. Prince Khurram and Arjumand Banu Begum met around 1607. According to court records, they met at the Meena Bazaar. This was not an ordinary marketplace. During festivals, noble women ran stalls selling silk, perfumes, jewelry. It was one of the few socially acceptable spaces where royal men and noblewomen could interact. When Khurram saw Arjuman Banu Begum, contemporary accounts suggest he was immediately drawn to her. He did not marry her immediately. Despite being a prince with immense power, he waited 5 years. During that time, he entered political marriages. Before marrying Mumtaz Mahal, Khurram married 2 other women. These marriages were not based on romance. They were strategic alliances meant to strengthen political ties. This was normal for Mughal royalty, but court historians are clear. None of these wives held the same position in his life. When Khurram finally married Arjuman Banu Begum in 1612, he gave her a new name, Mumtaz Mahal, the chosen one of the palace. The title reflected reality. She became his closest companion, his confidant, the wife who travelled with him on campaigns. They would have 14 children together. While he maintained other wives, Mumtaz Mahal occupied a unique emotional position. This distinction is critical for understanding the Taj Mahal.